Right, good evening and welcome to VP4TV. We have a one-loss side match tonight in the VP4 Virtual World 9-Ball Championship of 2025. We've got Bankster representing Kuwait and Interchangex representing the USA. Race to 15 on the one-loss side. And with 6 minutes to go, or 5 minutes to go, it's just ticked down. Interchangex has arrived in the lobby. Bankster, who has been known to hang around in the lobby for days on end, is nowhere to be seen. And, well, we'll wait and see if he arrives. One thing we have tonight is a clash with the Champions League final, which I think will start in 2 hours' time. I think it starts at 8 p.m. But there may well be a number of people who are settling down in front of the telly, getting in a Chinese or a pizza or whatever, sitting with their mates, a few beers, getting ready for the big match. Well, this is a big match as far as VP4 goes tonight, and I haven't a clue how this will go. Bankster is more than good enough at taking out Interchangex, and likewise, so it could run very close. I would hope it would. In the meantime, with the time we have available, we need an update on the schedule. We have Bankster Interchangex coming up. We have Spud Boy and Cobra, which is at 7 p.m. tomorrow night. Now, one match that has appeared on the bracket is Shibo and Bedhead. So already you've got 2 matches clashing tomorrow night. My intention was to start with one of them, and it was going to be Spud Boy and Cobra, but with the greatest respect to Spud Boy, that's going to be anything but a total bloodbath, probably. Shibo and Bedhead could be interesting, but that wasn't going to be the main event. You've got Bill and Albinario. I don't know whether Slim's going to be around tomorrow. It'd be handy if he was, because then I could probably start with Shibo and Bedhead, and he could do Bill and Albinario, because that's at 8 p.m., which again is encroaching on my bedtime. And then on Wednesday of next week, that's the match I'm going to be doing, Acero and Spectre Dawn, which is on Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. And I'll be off my work on Wednesday, so I'll definitely be around for that. Everything going according to plan. And then finally, we've got One Pocket Slim and Coldest Pillow. Now, I should add that the Acero Spectre Dawn match, I think, is a round 3 match. And you've got One Pocket Slim and Coldest Pillow coming up next Sunday, which Slim, no doubt, will be streaming that himself. In fact, I'm not sure whether it is. Let's have a look. Yeah. We've got Matt and Stubb. Matt was wanting to play Stubb last night. Stubb was nowhere to be seen. Spectre Dawn and Acero, that's a round 3 match. Bill and Albinario is a round 3 match. And One Pocket Slim and Coldest Pillow is a round 3 match. So the winner's side is marching on. And then we've got those one-loss side matches. The Shibo Bedhead match having been scheduled. And then we've got Spud Boy and Cobra. And we have the Bankster and Interchangex match. I've got Discord open, but good evening to Brainful Out. Good afternoon to Bill. I've had no message from Steve because I actually forgot this match was on. I was busy driving through China in my truck for a couple of hours there. Then I realised it was sort of getting near the time for my dinner, and then I double-checked the schedule, and I remembered this match was on. So I had a quick gulp and a swallow of something to eat. Steve away. Right. Well, that'll save me a lot of waste of time. I'll just tab out and shut down Discord. He'll be away. If he's away to the mountains, he's a bit early, is he not? I think he goes away. I don't know where the hell he goes to, but I don't think he's at the mountains right now. But then, he's probably away for 2.5 weeks or so in July, usually. I might have got it wrong. Maybe he's gone earlier. I don't know. No, you might be right. But then again, he's actually in the lobby in terms of he's got presence in the lobby. Whether he's there, I don't know. Now, the good news is Bankster's arrived. So in the meantime, I'll tab out for a second and I'll shut down Discord. It just doesn't need to be running in the background when there's no use for it. I'll just find that, wherever the hell it is. Right, so I'm going to be interested in what your predictions are for this match, because I've got no idea. I mean, I could go 15-10 to Interchangex. I mean, now that I've said that, I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to put Interchangex as a favourite. But if any of you other chaps would like to participate, then give us your thoughts. Coldest Pillows arrived in the room. One final plug for the match. 15-12 to Interchangex. I think maybe most of us would agree that Interchangex should be the favourite. Welcome to Coldest Pillow. Oh, he just sits in the fence and says 15-14 to anybody. Yeah, well, we might be struggling for a crowd tonight with the football being on, but I mean, this match should be done and dusted before the football starts, because I want to get settled down, cup of coffee, and watch that. I think I just hope it's no one of these bloody boring things where it's 90 minutes of nothing and then extra time and then it goes to penalties. Too many Champions League finals. The two teams play each other out the game, and then ends up with a bloody boring penalty shootout, a boring match and a boring penalty end. But anyway, that's in the future. Right now, the room should be up. In fact, I'm too busy blabbing here. The room's up. They'll have lagged and they'll have started. And I need to change the cloth. Hang on a minute. Totally losing track of time here. Where are we? Blue. Right. So, race to 15. Interchangex at the table. And it looks like, well, Bankster won the lag and broke off. So he must have broke dry. The usual story. Again, hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear, and if I'm not, it doesn't matter. I ain't going to do anything to fix it. Contact support. Well, this is what you want to do from your opponent's dry break. Get in and clear up if you can. Now, this looks as if it just needs a little dink to the left here, because I think he's got a bit of an angle, just a slight angle. You could dink it to the left. Yeah, well, he didn't quite get into it enough, though. You see what I mean? He didn't have enough angle, and he hasn't quite got into it enough. So now it's a wee bit testy. And the cue ball's going in a direction he doesn't really want it to go. So if he wants to avoid that, he's going to have to dig in deep here. Yeah, he's trying to rest the 9. Oh, in fact, he's trying to play safe. I thought he was going to try and rest in the 9 ball there. Well, Bankster, you've got to live up to your name here. He's going for the thin cut. Looks like it. Got that part of it right. And now he's got to follow up with a good one here. This is by no means easy. Oh, yes, Bankster Banks. That's why he's called Bankster. The clue's in the name. Yeah, that was not an easy 8 ball, so that's his chance come and gone. And he's looking like he's going to lose this rack that he won the lag on, or won the break on, I should say. Around the corner and out. Oh, he's missed it. Well, there you go. Commentator's curse. Right off the bat, first rack. Interchangex has missed it. Bankster lives again. Well, he's checked it up, but the problem with checking it up, he's checked and killed the pace, and now he's in no man's land. He's going for he's looking at the thin cut. Yeah, I think he's made his mind up. Yeah, it's thinner than you think. And, well, this will thin cut. It will definitely thin cut. You've got to hit it thin, though. Even if you overcut it to the jaw, it will still drop in. But if you don't thin cut it enough, it's going to hit the first jaw. And he's looking at it the other way. Cue ball's going to hit the rail. He's not going to scratch. So nobody wants to win this rack yet. Well, it wiped its feet, but it's gone in. Well, Interchangex falls over the line and gets off the mark. Wait a minute. Who the hell's at VP4? Is it? Oh, no, that's Bill. It's Bill. I just realised that. I'm looking at VP4. It's actually Bill. Well, that was a sort of I'll say that again. It was a sort of half-hearted attempt there by Bankster. And it's going to be a quick rack, this. Is that the 9-ball that's up there? It looks like it. It's going to be a quick 3-9 combo. 1 ball, 2 ball into the side. Sitting fairly plumb in a 3-9 combo, and it's 2-0. That's the plan. I mean, this is almost unmissable, this 9-ball. I mean, you hit at a nice soft pace. It uses all of the pocket and maybe the rail. It's got to go in. I mean, you've got to play this really bad for it not to go in. So not the start that Bankster wanted. A pretty poor effort in that 2-ball there. I don't think he applied himself too much to it. And, well, he ended up getting what he deserved for it. 3-ball in the side. That 1-ball might cut into the right side pocket. The cue ball's running all over the shop there. You have no idea where it's going. It will cut. He's going to push out. Well, he's asking for trouble there, Interchangex, because Bankster should have Interchangex in a bit of bother here. Look at all the cover. Oh, well, maybe Bankster decided he's had enough of this tournament and he just wants to get this over with. That's exactly what that shot tells to me, because he's not interested. I have no idea why he did that, but it's not a good sign. No idea why he did that. Is he just not interested, or does he get other plans? He doesn't want to stay in the tournament, because he made absolutely no effort to put Interchangex in any trouble there. There was not a combo on for a start. And who said he doesn't bank? Well, he got the 1-ball, but he's not getting much joy in the 2. And that's a better shot. Well, there's settling and there's just banging at a ball. That's all I'm going to say. Right, well, the hit was made. Looks as if the side pocket's sort of in the way here. I'm not sure whether it is or it isn't. Let's have a look. No, I think he's fine. And cue ball's gone. Well, it's looking odds on for a 3-0 lead here. Well, this is the sort of comfortable start that you want. Your opponent's not putting you under any pressure so far. And you get a nice, comfortable 3-0 lead. Well, like I said, I have no idea how this is going to go. Yes, I think Interchangex is a favourite, and he's even more favourite now with this lead. Bankster's got to get himself off and running as soon as he can. And again, a good break. Not sitting pretty in the 1 ball at all. Now, he's maybe hoping for a bump here. Trying to cut the one in the side and hoping maybe to... I don't know whether he'll bump the 8 ball or maybe go through the gap, but the line looks like the cue ball's going towards the 8. It's missed the 8. That is pretty damn good as far as I'm concerned. That's excellent. Well, now it's one of these slight cuts. Well, this shouldn't be a problem because he'll still have a nice angle for the 8 ball, although he'll be a wee bit further away from it than he would want, but this will do. Well, he's trying to get across in the line. Doesn't want to be straight. Oh, perfect again. Good evening to Cobra. Well, this could end up a bloodbath, this match. Right, we've had 1 or 2 predictions for this match. What about the Champions League final? As I said earlier, I don't want it to be a boring 0-0 draw. 2 teams playing each other out the game, and then it goes to extra time and boring penalties. 2-1 to Inter, and you've got a bet on it. Well, Paris Saint-Germain have invested all that money for the end goal to win this Champions League. Well, I'm going to go 3-2 to PSG. Let's hope there's goals. Well, it's 4-0 to Interchangex. I don't know that Bankster could do much with the 1 ball. He's got cover. And if Interchangex doesn't get the hit in this 1 ball, Bankster's really got to... He's going to have to work hard here because this 2 ball ain't going anywhere. Now, did he fluke a ball there? I thought I heard something dropping. No, he didn't. So, it'll squeeze in off the jaw. That is tight, but it does go. I didn't think it went. It goes in off the jaw. Oh, no. Watch the 8 ball. He's okay. Vital that he gets himself going here. Bill says, who do I play? Well, the bloody match is in the schedule, Billy. You know, or is it in the schedule? Now that you mention it, I can't remember whether it is. Who does he play? He plays a numpty. That's who he's playing. He's played that numpty Swede guy. Bill's trying to play him out of his head. That's what he's doing. He's playing. He's got the psychologist sitting beside him. Just ignore the name. All it is a name. And well done to Bankster. He's got himself on the board. And he's got a couple of balls in as well. And he's going to have a combo. I don't think he wants to play this too hard. Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't think he wanted to play it too hard. I think he wanted to play that a nice pace just to get the 7 ball in, but he didn't get the line. And now Interchangex has he's got a thin cut. It looks a much easier bank though. The bank fails to materialise, so again, it's an opportunity. Oh, he's overdone it. He's overdone it by quite a margin. Well, yes, you can hit this firmish to get the thin cut in, but he's trying to duck. Now, can he try and squeeze up to that 7 ball? I thought he was maybe going to try and get, well, in fact, he wouldn't have squeezed. Well, he might have actually squeezed into the gap. He hasn't left anything easy though. Yeah, the trouble for Cobra is he needs a lot more in a row to get anywhere closer to Albinario in the World Championship count. He needs about 6 in a row. So somebody, no naming names, Bill, but somebody has to do Cobra a favour. Send him over to meet Cobra. And then the two of them can sweat it out in the one-loss side. And if you're lucky enough, you might bump into Stubb at some point. So here we go, Bankster. Rack number 2, beckoning. Now, what's he asking for? A break and a shot and a follow-up rack. 1 ball looked at the side. 8 balls been nudged into the right side. 1 ball is in play. Table is perfect. Got to get out. Say no more. This is a rack that it's all about moving the cue ball. And that'll do nicely. The 4 ball is tricky because of the 6 ball. That's where the problem lies here. You want to get down the left side for the 4, but that 6 ball has suddenly doubled in size as usual. And if you're playing to get to this line, you're going to either leave it short or you're going to come further down, or you're going to do that and hook yourself. I told you, commentator's eye, the 6 ball was playing in his mind before he got to it. Now he's at a pop, and the cue ball's gone south. So there's a table that he should have been out on and couldn't deal with the problem of the 6 ball. Who's on form with the highest win percentage? Oh dear, the yawning started already. Oh, it's Stubb. Aye, of course. Has he actually played a match? Well, he's played that match the other night, didn't he? Yeah, I wouldn't say Stubb's on form at any time. He's about as reliable as a chocolate watch. So there's a rack going south and a 2-rack swing there. He should have been back within 1, and now he's back trailing by 3. It's all about the ones that get away. And as I said, you know, if you are in a situation in this tournament where you're going to either stay in the winner's side or survive in the one-loss side, the one thing you have to do is that when you have an open table with no problems with balls stuck together or anything like that, you have to get out. And if you're failing to do that, and if you fail to do it more often than not, you're heading home. And Bankster's still got time. But from that break there from Interchangex, I would have to suggest that the lead is going to stretch here in a minute. That might be too straight, this 6 ball. He can pinch an angle. What's the go-to break-off? Now, what is that Welsh that you're typing there, coldest pillow? Because I haven't a clue what the hell you're talking about. What's the go-to break-off? Or you mean, what break-off should you be using? Whatever bloody one works. That's the answer to that question. If you get it right, though, and you're breaking from the right-hand side, that 1 ball will track to the left side pocket on more often than not. The 1 ball didn't go in this time. This time, the actual 5 ball went into the left side pocket. But if you watch the break, quite a lot of times the 1 ball will go direct towards that side pocket. It'll either catch the knuckle on the top side as we look at it, or it'll go in. It's not a guarantee, but in the general course of events, it does usually head towards that. Unless it gets nudged one way or another, it heads towards that left side pocket. Good evening to Hazard. I still don't know. Nobody's told me what happened to Popman against Stubb, that he ended up forfeiting the match before it finished. Whether it was just a disconnect or whether he said, I've had enough. Well, Bankster gets the hit and he gets a nice little roll. That comes in handy. He could definitely do with it. I think He's going to have to maybe tweak this with a bit of left English here, this cue ball. Well, he's used two rails, cut the one, but once again, Bankster's got a chance here. He's going to have to maybe take his medicine and nip back. You know, that's fine. He's okay. He can get the two to the side, no problem. He wants to have maybe a bit of an angle, which he has got. Now he can go forward and go up the table. And now the problem ball is the 4, blocked by the 8. So it's got the side pocket to go in. A little nip back. And, well, he's overcooked it, but he's fine. He's got loads of room to go off the short rail up top, back into the table high enough for the 6. So this is the one that will make or break the rack. I think he's ended up a bit straight in the 6 again. That'll do. Needs to bounce. Again, he might be straight. Yeah, well, he can go forward and just come back out below the 8 ball. He shouldn't be trying to do any other acrobatics. He just needs to roll forward off that long rail, back out into the table and get on the 8. And that is perfect. Perfect because the angle gives the cue ball the path out to the left to get on the 9. So this is just let it roll and open out, but he's, used all the pocket again. He's treading in thin ice here, Bankster. But he's got it back to 3. Now you see how the 1 ball went to the long rail there, just short of the pocket. But nothing went in. And the 1 ball into the right side, 2 ball back into the corner, 3 ball squeezes past the 5, 4 back into the side. It's a table again that should be run out. Now this is just too much angle, this 2 ball. So now you've got to either, he's really got to get back over to where the 2 is. Let's be honest. You don't want to be cutting this past the 5 from the right side if you can help it. I think he's got to come back across the table. Oh, it needs to run. It needs to keep running. And he's short. I'm playing Star Wars. I've given up on him. He might read the chat soon. Who are we talking about here? See, I'm watching the match and trying to keep up with the chat, but now I'm losing the place. Right, what have I missed, Cobra? Did I ask a question? What was the question? I'm getting totally confused now. You're baffling me. Anyway, Bankster has a thin cut. He's got to watch the scratch here if he gets this wrong. This could scratch off the 5 ball. He's gone inside. About Popman, I asked a question, what happened to him, and I had read the chat, I just didn't read it out loud, that he disconnected. So he bailed out on Stubb at the end. I think Bankster's gone dodgy here. Where's my B button? Yeah, he's gone very dodgy. Now, what's he trying to cook up here? That's a shot. Oh, that is a very nice shot. Is the replay working? Excellent shot. Got a nudge at the short side of the 5, but that'll do. Good shot. Got to make the most of that. These are tricky. If you get that line just very slightly wrong in this, the 6 ball at this distance, you can easily just go to a knuckle and it'll stay out. Got it sweet. You just want to hold this across. You don't need to get into this too much. Yeah, see, if you get into that too much, you end up scratching in the side pocket. Well, this is looking a little bit healthier here for Bankster. But that shot, what ball was it with the 7 ball? That, was it the 4 ball? It was the 4 ball. That 4 ball deserved to win the rack. That was well done. 1 ball again, just going short on the top side of that side pocket. You notice that? So you've got to work out a way to try and get that right where the 1 ball will go into the side, because it does. It does go into the side. What you have to do, I don't know, to actually change it slightly. But, you know, that's 2 breaks that we've seen from Bankster where he's breaking from the right and the 1 ball is just falling short on the top side of that side pocket. Well, this is Bankster warming up to the task here by the look of it. Now, does he just kill this stone dead and stay slightly above the 7? Because it looks perfect for that. Just kill it stone dead. You don't need to draw back. Just a bit like that, yeah. Well, Bankster, I think, has certainly decided he's in a match here and he wants to be part of it. Looking good to get back within 1. Do you know what I had for my tea? Well, I tell you, because by the time I realised this match was on and I finished my part 2 of my trip in China in the Eurotruck, I had a roll and bacon. That's what I've had. I haven't eaten a cup of coffee. I'll get that when the football's on, though. I never watched that break there, but the 1 ball's disappeared. Hang on, we might see it in the replay. Look at the 1 ball. I think it got brushed into the side there. You see that one? So he got it in the 3rd attempt. But the 1 ball and the 7's gone. No shot in the 2. And, well, if he pushes there, it's a pretty tight bank, that 2 ball. I don't think that really goes. That's no good, I don't think, in terms of a bank. So Interchangex trying to feather the edge and get out of there. I don't know that he's got enough room to get out of there. That's tight. Well, he has got out. Couldn't really get a great deal of distance, but he's left the pot on for Bankster. Now Bankster needs to get a roll of the ball here. He can go through the gap between that 4 and the 6 ball. It's all about the pace. And in doing that, he's bumped to 6 and missed the 2. Chance gone. Yeah, because I'll tell you why, because I like bacon. If you get a problem with that, it's very handy for a quick snack. There's no vegetarianism in me. Here's a question for you guys. Why is it that if you get... we sell frozen onions. When I say frozen, they're packaged. We also do fresh onions in the produce department. So in the frozen section, we do frozen onions. We do the red onions, and we do the white flesh onions, the everyday onions, the brown skin onions that are white inside. My question to you guys is, because this has always puzzled me, is why is it that white flesh onions are chopped and either frozen or fresh in a bag, and why are red onions sliced? Because we do the two different types. We do the bagged frozen onions and the bagged fresh onions, and both types, the white flesh onions are chopped and the red onions are sliced. Why is that? Somebody Google that and find that out for me. Why the reason is that you don't get chopped red onions, you get sliced red onions. Because that's been bugging me for years. I lose sleep at night, Cobra, thinking about these things. I definitely lose sleep. Yeah, I know folk buy fresh onion, but I'm talking about the pre-prepared. I'll say that again. That is right. Pre-prepared onions. But why is the white ones chopped and why are the red ones sliced? You go into any store, I bet you that's what you'll find. What I'm asking is why the hell do they do it? Well, folk buy frozen onions because I'll tell you why they do it, because they can't be asked the suffering and the tears of chopping onions and the stink as well. That's the reason they buy frozen onions or chopped fresh onions, because people are lazy bastards. That's why. Well, after all of that, it's 6 apiece. And we do have a match on here. And Bankster can see all of the 1 ball. And the 2 ball goes past the 6. Needs to get off the rail, though. Well, that's going to be good enough. He'll definitely have a shot in the 3. I'm going to Google that at some point. Oh, cue ball's gone. Well, I don't understand. What the hell did he do there? Well, it was a fairly straight in pot. Now, you see, my question there with that shot is, why not just roll it in and leave yourself the longer 3 ball? Take your medicine. Why didn't he do that? He didn't need to hit that as hard. He just needed to roll the 2 in and make sure it went into the hole, and then just deal with the 3 ball. He should have been probably in the lead there, and then he does something a bit crazy. Yeah, I'm quite partial to an onion ring, but I don't like them in breadcrumbs. I like them in batter. And I don't go to Weatherspoons in case before you ask the question. Well, Bankster is going to pay the price here, I would think. Should be a a line on this 8-ball just to roll through for the 9. That's what you want. And that is exactly what he's going to get. That's perfect. Now, bankster, you don't want to let Interchangex get away from you again. I just thought I'd mention it. Right, watch this 1 ball. The Interchangex is breaking dead centre. And he cut across that slightly because the 1 ball went right. And the break was dry. Now, cue ball running into the 2. 2 comes off the rail. And now, this is, well, you've got to put a good little bit of right English on it. And he's hit it far too hard, though. You see, far too hard. Well, bankster, this is in every day of the week. That's perfect. Right, well, coldest pillow, bankster banks. This is going to be ugly. It needs to run. It has done. Now, 6 ball. Yes, you can get at it. That is, I think he's fine. Oh, he needs to slow up. In fact, that'll do nicely because that's now taking the bump and the 9 out of the equation. That's perfect. Now, just up the table slightly, not too far, unless you're coming below the 8 for the 8 in the side. Yeah. This is, again, a testy one. Got to get into it. Yeah, had to get into it, and he never get anywhere near into it at all. But we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's a cut back bank. And that's perfect again. Nails it. Well, there's 2 for the price of 1 there, coldest pillow. Proof if ever you need it. Watch the 1 ball again. Oh, 1 ball went way short that time. And it's dry. 6 balls dead in the water. It's tied up with the 9. So there's going to be a bit of jiggery pokery going on in this rack here. A bit of ducking and diving, I would think. Because that 7 and 8 ball, there's sort of there's places to hide here. Welcome to Wit. Yeah, this match will be well over and done with before the football starts. It's all the bullshit before the thing starts that's going on at the moment. You don't need to listen to all of that crap. You just switch it on when the teams are coming out. That's all that matters. Well, Interchangex has got the angle for the bump. Oh, he's gone funny. But if he gets the pace in this 6 ball right, well, he's trying to cut it, but he can bump it around the table and just hope he doesn't pot it and use that 8 and 7. Oh, he's getting nasty, but it's not running. And the 8 ball goes into, not the 8 ball, the 7 ball goes into the side, no problem. So here you go, bankster. Who would have thought at 4-0 down he was going to have, well, he's already had 1 opportunity, and again he goes banging the ball. What the hell's he doing? I mean, he just seems to lose the plot on a simple shot and try to do something daft and make his life difficult. I mean, there seems to be a sort of, there's a screw loose somewhere in Bankster. Definitely is. There's been evidence of it in a couple of shots where he didn't need to do anything daft. Just do it, keep it simple. Frozen red onions are often sliced because their strong flavour and vibrant colour make them a good addition. I'm not interested in a good addition to salad and all that crap. I want to know why. White onions, on the other hand, are frequently chopped when frozen as their milder flavour and texture are more suitable to use. White onions are not milder. White onions are stronger than red onions, for Christ's sake. That's backwards. That's wrong. I mean, red onions are much milder than the white flesh onions. Texture are more suitable for use in sauces, soups, and stews where they will be cooked down. Crap. Still doesn't say it. Still doesn't answer the question. It doesn't answer the question as to why. In fact, that paragraph there that Cobra pasted about white onions is wrong. It says, as their milder flavour, they're not milder. Red are much milder than the white onions. I can eat a raw onion, no problem. I love raw onion. In fact, raw onion's the only thing I like in salads. Everything else gives you wind. Yeah, I can understand putting red onions in a salad, but I would white onions in salads. I love raw sliced onion. Yeah, very partial to a bit of that. Well, Bankster should have been in front, and now he's going to be two behind. Again, I don't know whether he's got a concentration problem. He might be at that age. Is that a euphemism, coldest pillow? What the word you're looking for there, Cobra, is pickled onions. That's the word you're looking for. Interchangex breaking from the left. And 4-ball banks in. 1 ball is in play. But again, you've got to get a hold of this cue ball. The 2 ball isn't going anywhere, really. Well, you definitely must have a vivid imagination to imagine that. I gave my bike to, well, when the next door neighbour that used to stay there, I gave my bike away to their son. It was an expensive bike. I gave it to him, and the reason I gave it to him is and it shows you how many years ago that was. I gave it to him when I got the car. I won't be using this again. That would be what? Let me think. That would be about 33 years ago. Oh dear. Oh, look at this. Oh, he hasn't. I thought he'd get cover there. But Bankster's starting to make mistakes at the wrong time here. Just as he was back in the match, he's making mistakes at the wrong time, and we're running out of racks here. You've got to remember it's a race to 15. And look what he gets in return. He gets buried. He's got no problem hitting this, but it's going to be dodgy over the top of the 3, but it's quite a big target. I don't think is he getting covered with a 5? No. Again, cue ball has got to do a little bit of control here with the cue ball. It's a bit dodgy and touchy to get this right, but he's managed to get the draw and the hold, and that's perfect. Do they still, I'll tell you this cold as pillow, do they still do the Swedish meatballs in IKEA? I am quite partial to a Swedish meatball. Yeah. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups now. Right, again, just a simple roll in the 6. And he'll be back to 3 racks in front. Right, well, we're going to give Interchangex this rack unless he does something careless, but just a reminder, folks, for any latecomers, the Spud Boy Cobra Bloodbath is tomorrow at 7 p.m. That clashes with Shibo in Bedhead at 7 p.m. And then we've got Bill and Albinario at 8 p.m. These are all British summertime, of course. Acero Spectre Dawn on Wednesday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I'll be there for that. And then Slim Cold as Pillow next Sunday, a week on Sunday, at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I won't be there for that. Slim will be doing it anyway. And I'll catch, a bit of it when I get home because I don't finish to 12:30 next Sunday. And meanwhile, it's 10-70 Interchangex. Got a ball in the break, didn't have a shot in the 1, and I think he's left him in the gap. And the 2 ball, again, is going nowhere fast, so Bankster's going to have to get down and dirty here, I think. But is he going to be able to get out of there to actually see any of the 2 ball? No, in fact, he's decided that the safety was the best policy, and I don't disagree with that. That was well done. I had a Costco card at one time. I used to drive up to the Costco in Glasgow. I don't know whether it's still there because it's been many moons since I've been there. And meanwhile, Interchangex has given ball in hand to Bankster, but the only advantage he's got here is he can put Interchangex in 2 fouls here, possibly. I think that's the route he should go down because this 2 and 4 ball and 6 ball are all tied up. I think, he's going for the 1-9. Good luck with that. It looks easy enough, doesn't it? He could do with getting this in. I never paid anything for a membership when I had a card. I just signed up in premises, I think. It's been that long since I've been there. Oh, this is going to be a billiard onto the 9. I don't know whether you can see enough of the 1 to actually cut it onto the 9, but he can try the billiard onto the 9 off the 1. That looks like what he's trying, or he might be trying to duck in behind the 9, but that'd be a bit crazy. Got to get this thin, though. He's got to get it wafer thin. And commentator's eye, he scratches on the back of the 9. Well, the 2 ball, of course, is still dead in the water. Is it 20? I never actually paid for any membership. I put it this way: if they were ever charging me anything to be a member of Costco, I was never paying it. Put it that way. So they must have started doing that now. I'm sure if I look deep in my wallet, I've got a Costco card. Yeah, but that's, if you're buying in bulk, little corner shop owners go to Costco and buy all the stuff in bulk. Because that's basically all it is. It's just a big food warehouse. Oh, 2 ball bumps to 7 and the cue ball's gone south. And not a very well controlled shot by Bankster. Well, you can certainly get enough of the 4 ball to pot it, no problem. But how good is it going to be in the 5 ball off this? Well, we are presuming it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, this final, isn't it? Usually are the Champions League matches, so there's another hour and 5 minutes to go. We'll be done in good time so I can get settled down. Meanwhile, Bankster has another opportunity. And is he on the comeback trail again? Well, Loretta Swit, who played Major Hot Lips Houlihan in MASH, she has passed away at the age of 87. That's not going to win, is it? Oh, used all the pocket again. I think I saw her, Loretta Swit, either in one movie or it was one of these American dramas. It could have been, it could have been any of them. She might have been in Columbo at one time. I don't know. I saw her in something. I'm not sure whether it was a movie or whether it was something like Columbo or that, but it's the only other thing I ever saw her in, apart from MASH. Well, MASH is repeated on one of the channels, one of the Freeview channels. I watch it. It just runs. It just runs through all the series, and then it restarts again. I think it's channel 50. On weekday evenings, you can watch about 4 or 5 episodes up to 9 o'clock at night, and Monday to Friday, and then it goes through the whole series 1 through to series 10, and then it just restarts again. So I've seen every episode of it one way or another. Now that looked dry. Bankster back to within 2. And the billiard again is on for the 1 to the 2. And if you play this gentle enough, you'll keep the 1 handy. Like that. That's the way to play it. He might be too straight, though. He's absolutely bolt straight here. He's going to have to tweak this and cheat a little bit and try and run the cue ball if he's going to get anywhere up the table. Good luck with this shot. This will be a good one to get anywhere. No, he's just taking his medicine. He's going to duck, I think. Yeah, I like MASH. I did like MASH. Obviously, it was made for an American audience, and they had canned laughter in the first 2 or 3 series, and then they got rid of it. Well, God knows what Bankster was trying there. He might well have been just trying to tie up a ball. It might well have been a deliberate foul he was trying to play. But provided that Interchangex can bump this 6 ball with the 5 and pot the 5, he can open everything up. That's what he's having a look at. But he's got to get the cue ball there to be able to play that shot. He should be good enough. Yeah, that'll do. Now, will the 6 ball get out of there with the 9 ball sitting there? That's the question. Where's the cue ball going? Oh dear, there we go. And here's your chance, bankster. Interchangex forgot about the cue ball. 6 ball did get in play. And bankster's, for a second there, I thought he was going to play the combo. Now, he doesn't want to be straight on this 6 ball. Anything but straight. Ideally, he wants to maybe be inside to the rail in the 6 ball. That makes it a lot easier to draw down for the 7. That would make it simple. Needs to bounce a wee bit, but that'll do. That's fine. So this is a shot that wins the rack, getting anywhere on this 8 ball. But we've seen Bankster with this loose screw that he's got doing stupid stuff. Goodness knows what will happen here. But that's good enough for a start. Now forward. And just let the cue ball run out. Oh dear, the yawning's coming on early tonight. I think that's because I had the bacon roll. I think that's what it is. Well, we've got a match on again here, folks. We're approaching the home turn in horse racing terminology. 1 ball got nowhere near the side pocket, but something else went in. And he's got a thin cut on that 1. What went in? The 3 ball, and he should be on the 2. And good luck with the 4 ball. But again, he should have a great opportunity to put Interchangex in trouble here. That's what he should... I mean, he should be nailing him. Let's have a look. He should be nailing him to that 5 ball. All day and every day of the week. Well, the problem now is he's nailed himself to the rail. So now he's got to do this with touch. Oh, I think he's come out good. Yeah, that will do. Six balls just hampered a bit there. Well, Interchangex got the hit. Is he getting a roll? I think he is. How's about that then, Bankster? How do you like them apples? Watch the cue ball. Tucks itself around the corner, in behind the 9. Have that. Oh, he's fell short. So now the test for Interchangex to keep his lead to 2 racks, or get it back to 2 racks, is can he get himself good on the 6? And he has to get good on the 5 first of all to be able to do that. Let's have a look. Well, again, it's about controlling the draw. Well, he can see enough of it. 7 ball should be heading towards that pocket. Well, we have been playing for approximately an hour and 4 minutes. And Interchangex is going to open that gap again, and we're running out of racks. And I'm going to have a quick drink. 7 ball is gone. No shot. Well, with that 8 ball being there, it's very dangerous to play the push out down to this end of the table. I think Interchangex has just walked straight into a trap here of his own doing. He should be in trouble. I say should be. It's all about the touch. And the touch is good enough. Well, not that it's difficult to hit, but you just don't know how it's going to come out. And it could have finished worse than that. That's not bad. I don't know that can he get through there? He might knock the 6 in. No, he was trying to get it straight on and hold the cue ball. He might be getting second prize. Oh, now this is dodgy. That 5 ball's nearer to us than the 1 ball. It looks like a foul. It might be touch and go here. I think that it looked good. But was it good? Yes, it was. And he's hampered over the 3 ball now, Bankster. Now, all of these balls have all got pockets, so it's all about the 1 ball. Oh, it's caught the knuckle. And it's on. So here we go. And this might be the vital rack to really amp the pressure on Bankster here if Interchangex can get out and have a 3 rack lead at a very late stage of the match. High ball, loads of room past the 9. Not any problems. Got to get that cue ball out off the rail though. Which he's done. He's just gone 2 straight. Now, you can try and tweak something. He's trying to pinch an angle to come on the shorter side of the 8. He's not quite there, but he's got the pot. Almost a bedhead cut, but not quite. No, it's very well played. 9 ball, I don't think is flush. Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. That is flush. That is frozen to the rail. He's got it perfect. And it's 12-9 in front to Interchangex. And Bankster needs to find his 3rd wind here. Not his 2nd one, his 3rd one. And probably his last one to try and stay in this tournament. The break from Interchangex is dry. The 4 ball is guarding the side pocket. The 2 ball looks a bit dodgy. And he's trying to duck. Let's have a look at this 2 ball. Yeah, that 2 ball, yes, if you were sitting like this, you could squeeze it in. But let's be honest, you're probably not going to get that good on it. Well, Interchangex will settle for that. Has he left anything of it? Oh, I don't think you can get enough of that to play the bank, can you? Well, maybe I was wrong. I think he could. Well, he's not going to get a roll this time, I don't think. Is he? Yes, he is. All sorts going on here. But that 2 ball might be the clincher to have control of this rack. And of course, the 5 and 9 are absolutely stone dead. They aren't now. Well, I presume Interchangex has had a good look at that 2-ball. But you can definitely cheat it off the rail. He's actually, probably that's about as good as you're ever going to get in that 2-ball. Well, I mean, he was definitely playing that to, I think, cheat the pocket, because he was going to have a shot in the 3. Bankster doesn't get it in. And any brush on that 2 and it goes in. Cue ball. Well, the 8-ball's going in instead. But he's good to go. And this could be putting Bankster to the sword. Not quite yet, but let's be honest, the odds are actually shortening a great deal here. That Interchangex is doing enough here to get this match won. Still needs another couple of racks after this, but it's going to be a tall order for Bankster. Oh, he needs to get up a bit higher. Well, still a testy one. Never a doubt. Now, big juicy draw. Big juicy draw. He didn't quite get enough juice in it. It's definitely bedhead territory. And it wipes its feet, but it goes in. Well, is there anything left in Bankster? He's got to get the table first, though. Oh, well, there's the first little bit of assistance from Interchangex. The table is very good, but how good is Bankster? We need a quick look at the 4-ball. The 4-ball is dodgy. Yes, the 4-ball goes, but again, the question is, are you going to get that good on the 4-ball to squeeze it past the 7? Or are you going to try and come down the short side for it? And there's the answer to that one. It needs to bounce. Yes, it cuts. Cue ball's running all over the place. It might catch the 9. It might scratch. Anything might happen. And he didn't get enough cutting it, but he's going to get second prize in the sense that he's not leaving anything easy. But I don't think Interchangex can refuse the bank. This is asking all day to be banked, this 4-ball. I mean, this is an odds on, and very high odd bank, this. I mean, you've just got to play at the right pace and it'll go in. You might not be perfect in the 5-ball, but at least you're still at the table. Got to go for it. That'll do. So now this is again the bedhead cut. And got to think about the cue ball, though, because it could go south if he doesn't play this right. And the 5 goes in. The cue ball's just running a bit too far, and now it's a bit dodgy again. Dodgy for a whole manner of means, because even if you don't scratch directly, you could scratch off the 7. It's a slight cut back as well. So anything can happen here. And he's pretty close to the rail, which again limits what he can do with the cue ball. He's jacking up to try and avoid the scratch. Yeah, giving it a bang and a hope. And, well, it's not quite last chance saloon bankster, but it might as well be. And he doesn't want to try and pinch too much with this. He's letting it run, and he's bumped to 8. And that's probably that for this rack in terms of running out, unless he plays a really, really fine cut and bangs this. All or nothing on the 7. No, he's trying to just roll on top of it. And Interchangex could have a go at kicking this in. Yeah, the 9 ball's in the way, though. He's probably just going to roll back on top of it. Not much else he can do. And there's not many places to hide in this table. Now that, I don't think Bankster can refuse. Not Bankster, Interchangex. Because again, this is a dead bank, this 7 ball, but he's looking for the thin edge, possibly. The 8 ball is slightly off the rail, but he's not having it. He's not prepared to take the risk. This has suddenly become tougher for Bankster. Bankster's choice again is a bank up in the top right, or a blast and a thin cut into the bottom right. He's trying to get on top of it again, which he has done. Well, it'd be a brave man to punch this 7 up the table and try and tuck the cue ball over by the 9. Interchangex wasn't entertaining that effort. But sooner or later, somebody's going to have to pull the trigger. Somebody's got to be brave. Again, the bank is on. And this time, he's having a go, but that's going to hang up. But look at where the cue ball's gone. And this is so easily missable, this 7 ball, because when you're moving that cue tip in the cue ball, you can easily be putting English on it. Even the slightest bit by the time the cue ball gets there. But he's nailed it. So 1 good pot on the 8, and he'll be in double figures. Well, are we in for the nail-biting finish? Only Bankster will have a say in that. It's up to him now. He's at the table. Got the break. If he can put a couple together here, it would come in handy. 2 balls, certainly one of the balls that's gone in. Cue ball's going up to the 1. Cue ball's going to have to travel. And the problem is that the 4 ball only goes past the 8. So I think you've got to check this up big time, or fizz it up big time, and he got nowhere near it. Never gave it a chance. But it's bedhead territory again. And he's overdone it. Well, this cue ball's got to be on the 5. Got to be on it. 5 balls off the rail. Cue ball's going to stay in the table. And he's going to have to get this moving a bit, unless he's just prepared to take his medicine, leave the thin cut from a distance. Yeah, that's the right thing to do. He can go up and down the table, no problem getting in the 7. He just dink this in. In fact, he doesn't even need to do that. But he's come up. Perfect. Can only ever be on the 8 ball. And Interchangex, unless there's an almighty disaster, is going to be on the hill and break for the match. After 1 hour and probably 21 minutes by the time he gets done here. Well, Bankster got to double figures, but is he done and dusted? Interchangex on the hill. And I think the 5 ball went in top left. He's going to have a bit of a cut on that 1, but the cue ball should be coming in the right direction for the 2. How many times do we say, well, he's hung the 1, sorry, and he's trying to make the 8 ball and 9 ball marry up, but they haven't. So there's a lifeline here. And of course, now it's no miss situation. He hasn't played that well at all. Well, what does he do? Does he go for the bank? Does he play the cut? He looks as if he's playing the bank. And that 2 ball needs to get to the rail. Not quite. Well, you can blast it and cut it and let the cue ball run loose and just ride your luck here, but somewhere you might have a shot in the 3 ball. He's trying to keep it safe, but he's not kept it safe, I don't think, unless it comes up in line with the 3, which it hasn't. So another lifeline. Not that they're easy, it has to be said, but it's a lifeline, whatever way it is, and you've got to take it. Can you get the 4? Well, tell it lie, I forgot. I thought that was a 5. I forgot the 5 went in the break. That's actually the 3. Well, he's running out of banks. When the cue ball's gone south, well, it's hasta la vista, baby. Sayonara. And good night. Well, it's gone. I think I said, I think if you go back to the beginning of the video, chaps, those that were here, I think I predicted 15-10 to Interchangex. Somebody will back me up on that. I got the prediction right. So I'm going to give myself a gold star. I predicted 15-10. I definitely predicted that. He can just stun this and come back. He's fine. Well, Interchangex was solid enough. He didn't do any of the crazy shots that Bankster did. He did a couple of silly things, Bankster, and if he hadn't done, the score could have been a lot closer. But it is a 15-10 win to Interchangex. Quick look at this bracket to see how that's shaping up on the one-loss side. Interchangex now is up against Rabi. We've went through the matches that are on tomorrow. Keep your eye out for them. As I said, I need to see whether Slim's going to be online at some time tomorrow, because we've got Shibo Bedhead and Spudboy Cobra. It looks like it's going to be Shibo Bedhead as far as I'm concerned. I just hope that Slim might be around for the Bill Albinario match. And then Acero Spectre Dawn midweek, I'll be there for that. And then Slim next week with Coldest Pillow, he'll be doing that. So that's it, folks. We're off to watch the football. Have a coffee. Thanks for your company. and have a good one. And we'll bid you good night. And we will see you again very soon, no doubt. Thanks again for watching, folks. Take care. See you later.